Angel Creations. Welcome back to my craft room. You're seeing the opposite side of my craft room today. We are sitting at our epoxy station today. It's a very gloomy, rainy day here in Dade City, and I am finishing up a tumbler. Actually, I'm not finishing up. I'm putting my first coat of epoxy on it today. So let me just tell you, we have our, let me just take this out. Get that in there nice and tight. Okay, here is our stainless steel tumbler. I have spray painted it in a Tiffany blue color. That's what the order was for. And the back of it says, "You are my person, you will always be my person," in gold lettering. And the front says Maddie with a pineapple. And then of course I have my Angel Creations tag on the bottom. So this is all, and the top is taped. The top has black electrical tape right around here because it has a silver rim. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to put our pool noodle in our cup, press it down nice and tight. I will put this on my turner, and I am going to have to wear a mask for the epoxy part of this, and I do have my fan turned off overhead because you can't really have the fan going when you are using epoxy. So okay, so we are going to put this on the turner. I'm going to turn you down and we'll do the rest yeah, facing down. I hope you enjoy this process. Okay, so now we're going to clean our tumbler, and we're going to do that. We're going to need a clean coffee filter and some alcohol. This is just, I refilled this bottle from the Dollar Tree. So we're just spraying on some alcohol. And let's just, I went backwards here. It's hard to do it with somebody watching. So I'm going to put my cup, whoops. I need to shut my other phone off. Bear with me here. Okay, so we're putting our cup on our turner. And now I'm going to throw this one away because I'm going to wipe off my tumbler, get the dust off my tumbler with it, I guess. And we are going to throw that one away and get a clean one. Spray it again. It doesn't have to be soaking wet. And then you're just going to give this a nice alcohol wipe. Make sure there's no dust or debris, because your epoxy will repel. Alright? So we don't want our epoxy to repel, because if our epoxy repels, we'll get fish eyes. Alright. There is that. Now we are going to mix our epoxy, and I don't have the container with me to show you. I throw it away. But I use a Part B and a Part A epoxy, and it's called Clearcast. And I get it right at, well, I get mine online, but you can get it right at Hobby Lobby. So this is a 20 ounce, I guess you can't see what I'm doing. This is a 20 ounce tumbler. So I am going to give this 5 mLs of A and 5 mLs of B today. This is its first coat. So let me turn my light where I can see better. All right. Sorry for the wiggling. So I'm not quite at 5. Alright, so I'm going to have 5 Part A and 5 of Part B, so that'll come up to my 10 mark on my mLs. This is mLs, by the way. So I got to pull this up and make sure I have the right measurement. Yes, it looks good. So now I am going to put my part A and part B away. I mix mine right in my cup. I'm going to put some gloves. I only put one glove on, the gloved hand that I'm going to use the epoxy with, just because, you know, these gloves were far and few between with the pandemic, and I just started using one. I'm fixing my ring here. I have a big giant ring that was my grandmother's that I love. All right, so I am going to mix my two parts together now. And I just use my cup if I'm only going to do a small, this is a 30 ml cup, so if I'm not going to do more than 30 mLs, I mix it right in my cup. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people mix 5 mLs and then they pour it into a different container, and then 5 mLs of the other part and put it right in their container. But I feel like you lose some of your epoxy in this container if you don't get it all. And I just don't feel like you can get it all, you know. So that's how I do mine. So I have to mix this for 3 minutes, and you don't want to watch me mix and stir for 3 minutes. So we will be right back. I want to show you this process a little bit. See how cloudy this epoxy is right now? In 3 minutes it'll be nice and clear. Okay, so this is pretty clear. It does have bubbles in it, but you can see it's clear. The bubbles will get out with a heat gun. So this is pretty good now. And you can also tell when it's ready. Like I said, this has a lot of bubbles because I kind of stirred it fast today. You want to kind of go slow when you do this, but you can also tell that it's heating up when it's ready. So, all right, so we are going to turn our tumbler on, and the tumbler goes towards me or away from me. I want it to go away from me. I like to collect it this way. So I hope you are going to be able to see me do this. So you're just gonna pour it on your cup and spread it with your finger. Can you see? Pouring it and spreading it. And this is going to be our first thin layer. We don't want it really, really thick. This cup is going to have several layers of epoxy, and we don't want it to be thick, thick, thick. So I'm pouring it on. I'm hoping that you can see exactly what I'm doing. And I'm coating my whole cup. And once we go all the way up to the top, we're going to take our finger and rub down and over the bottom. Down. We're smoothing it out, pressing down, a little bit of pressure on our finger. And then we're going to blow this dry and leave it. And we're going to just take a little bit of our epoxy and try to get our bottom. Whoops, I'm making a mess because I'm trying to do it on camera here. But we want to cover our label down the bottom and make sure everything has epoxy down here. All the corners. We'll just go down again a couple times. Smooth it out. Then we're going to blow dry these bubbles out and take our tape off. We have to take our tape off. So I take my stick and my leftover epoxy and I put it all in a nice little package in my glove. That way my cats won't get into this in the trash. Not that they're into the trash, but that's just a nice little neat way to put it away. And then I take my heat gun and I will blow out all these bubbles. I get pretty close and I go pretty fast and get all those bubbles out so that this looks like glass. Some of them will pop on their own as it goes around, but some of them will require this heat. All right, we'll give the bottom a little. Make sure we have our corners, and I will hang this up so it does our cord. Got to watch our cord so our cord does not touch our tumbler. Let me tuck that. I'm going to put another glove on my hand, and I am going to take the tape off of the tumbler. Just because I made a little tail, and as the cup goes around, I will take this tape off, and then we will throw this in the trash, which I did not have close by me. And here you have it. Now this will go around and around for, it'll be cured in about 6 hours, but I usually run it about 12, just to be on the safe side. And this is our first. Sometimes we get really lucky and we don't need a second coat, and that might be the case this time. It really looks good. I'm going to give it a little bit more. I see a couple of bubbles I'd like to focus in on in the middle here. You don't want too much heat, because too much heat will also cause fish eyes. Whoops, I moved my light. Sorry about that. And then we will let this go. I have this, I don't remember what was in it. We bought, I think it was like cheese balls or something. And we didn't eat the cheese balls. We gave them away, but I needed the container. I'm going to take my piece of parchment paper out, and I am going to slide my cheese ball container right over that tumbler, so that now I can turn my overhead fan on, because it is warm and I do have other things to do in this craft room today. So that is it. That is, I haven't showed you how I made the tumbler, but that's how I epoxy the tumbler. Having issues with my camera here, sorry. So, let's see. It's very crooked. Not wanting to, but we are done anyway. So that is how I put epoxy on a tumbler. And yeah, just a short video to show you how that's done. I hope you enjoyed it. Very gloomy day. I have lots of other things that I need to be doing down here. And so until I see you next time, be good and do good. Bye now.